Hello people of internet, today I'm bringing you a Dino DPE deck profile. With DPE being released into Master Duel, it's going to be used in just about everything, so if your deck can accommodate that, make sure you craft one and put it in your deck because it's really that good. Is this variant better than the Scrap Dino? Not necessarily, it's definitely less explosive, but it gives you more versatility and you can recover better from it because DPE will resurrect itself and you can get the draw 2 off the Celestial. With the Scrap variant, you can make a board of, let's say, Appaloosa, Logia, UCT, and Boral Savage, which is pretty good. But if that were to somehow get broken and you didn't die that turn, then you really don't have any follow-up unless you specifically have like an OV or a pill in hand to keep playing. With this variant, you'll get the DPE coming back and the draw 2 off the Celestial, not to mention maybe the lucky summon off the Dasher if you draw like a Pankratops or something. So I do prefer this one, more versatility. If you want to be degenerate, you can even throw Scythe Dagda in here and really be that person. But other than that, let's get started on the deck profile here. Starting with Driver, you need it because you play Gear Gamma. You need these because if anything happens to your Misk, you lose. If this gets ashed or gets DD crowed or something, you're going to lose because you're going to have to pass turn and your opponent's going to OTK you unless you have a ton of hand traps to back you up. So that's why you play these 3 cards here. Driver, Gamma, Gamma. 2 Archosaurs, pretty standard. You know, pops a baby in your hand, pops a baby on the field or any dino, gets you Evolution Pill. If you have no other plays, you can go Archosaur, pop a dino, get the pill, link the Softman to a Link Karibo, link the Link Karibo into a Secure Gardena, and then you can use your pill to at least get you a UCT on the field to not get killed. So 2 of these, you can cut it down to 1 if you want, but you know, 1 is if anything happens to it, you know, you're kind of screwed, but it's up to you, of course. 3 baby, standard. This gets destroyed by card effects, special summons any level 4 or lower dino from the deck. 3 Max C, pretty standard. Of course, we already went over the 2 Gammas. 1 Petite, just another baby to destroy with your card effects. It doesn't come up that much, but it does special Pankratops from the deck if you really need it to. 3 Ash, pretty standard. 1 Giant Rex, you never want to draw this card, obviously. You always want to summon it off the baby. And then, you know, use Pill to banish it so it comes back. Celestial, another brick because you play DPE. 3 Misk, Heart and Soul of the deck, most important card. Protects all your dinos, banishes itself to summon other dinos from your deck. Please let nothing happen to this card. Prevent it from getting ashed at all costs. Bait off the ashes if you don't have a called by or something before you even attempt to use this graveyard effect. 2 OVs, Stratos of the deck, gives you any card you need at the moment. Dasher, one of the bricks, part of the DPE package. Pank, you can special summon it with Petite, or if you just hard draw it, you can special summon it if you have less monsters than your opponents. 2 UCTs, 2 is the right number, 1 is too few, and 3 is too bricky. 1 Feather Duster because it's Master Duel, you never know what you're going to play. 2 Pill, so you can summon your big dinos. 3 Fossil Digs, very, very important. It can search you for whatever combo piece you're missing. 2 Fusion Destiny, of course, playing DPE. 2 Prosperities for consistency. 2 Lost Worlds to combo. Lost World plus OV is full combo. So if you only open up OV and no Misk or no Baby, you can actually play Lost World and then do the combo from there. I mean, these are cuttable. If you feel like you're lucky and you're not bricking, you can switch these out for more hand traps, maybe some imperms or board breaker cards. I'm not a fan of Droplet because the dinosaur deck can't really discard cards, but Dark Rulers maybe, or maybe more spell and trap removal. If you want to get rid of tons of back row, you can throw in some Twin Twisters or Cosmics. So these 4 is kind of the flex spot, whatever you want. I prefer this. But the deck does struggle going second because if they have some kind of negate on your Misk that you can't cover with Called By or Gamma, then you're in trouble. So I like this, but if you want, you can replace these with stuff like Dark Ruler No Mores, Twin Twisters, Droplet if you want to. Forbidden Chalice if you want to go budget. So these 4 are the flex spots. 2 called by. You know, every deck should have this. It'll cover all the hand traps, most of them except Nibiru and maybe Gamma. Against Eldritch, you can banish Golden Lords from the grave. You can banish important monsters. So very, very good card. Down to the extra, 1 DPE. The Boral Savage does not matter. It's only here because I just switched this over from the scrap variant. 1 Lagia, 1 Dolka. Lagia is your Omni negate. Lagia is your monster negate times 2. 1 Dugaris. This guy ends games. Get 2 rank 4s. You can make your UCT 7,000 attack. Or if you make an access code, you can make it 10,000 attack and swing for game. Linkuriboh for your Archosaur. Secure Gardna for your Linkuriboh if you need to. I have an Almirage here. This doesn't really matter. This can just be another rank 4, you know, Dweller. Maybe Malevolent Sin if you're on a budget. Nightmare Package, Cerberus, Phoenix, Pentastag if you want to end games with UCT attacking over tokens and monsters doing piercing damage. Verte to bring out DPE. This is a decode, but this should be a Nightmare Unicorn. Yes, I don't have one, I'm sorry. But Nightmare Unicorn or decode to climb into access code. Appaloosa for monster negations. And Access Man to end games. So that's the extra. It's, you know, not as flexible as the scrap variant. Because if you have the scrap variant, you can go for, let's see, Naturia Beast if you want. You can go for Denglong plays, some ridiculous stuff. But this is a very straightforward, easy to play version of this deck that just focuses on DPE, Lagia, and you'll have a UCT on the field, plus hand traps. So that should be enough to carry you through the game. So that'll be it for the deck profile. Let's jump into some combos here. Alright, so we opened Archosaur, Baby, Giant Rex, Dasher, and Fossil Dig. You don't ever want to open any of the DPE bricks or the Rex, but, you know, unfortunately, that's just how this game works sometimes. So we do have the Fossil Dig here, so we'll fire off the Fossil Dig. This is the most basic combo that I can show you guys. So you'll Fossil Dig for the Misc, add it to your hand. Activate Misc effect. Now, if the initial effect does not get negated, all your dinos will be unaffected by card effects. I guess activated card effects, right? So if you get skill drained, you're still not going to win or be able to play. But, you know, you're protected from hand traps. You can protect it from Nibiru. So that's what's very good about it. Going second, it helps you play through established boards. So we'll activate the Misc effect for 1, banishing itself. Summoning the other Archosaur from the deck. We'll put it right here. Activate effect. Pop the baby. Add pill to hand. Baby will trigger. This will let us summon Soul Eating from the deck. Now in this case, since we already have the Rex in hand, we can actually just add maybe a Tyranno to hand to get a bigger board, because we're going to have to normal summon the Rex. So if we didn't draw the Rex, so if he wasn't in our hand, we would add the baby, normal summon baby, use Ovi to pop baby. Baby summons the other baby from graveyard, and then baby activates summoning Rex, which we can't go through that line right now. So this is what we'll do. We'll actually add Conductor to our hand. Now we're going to have to hard summon the Giant Rex. Now we'll turn Animadorn Archosaur into a Linkuriboh. There we go. Now we're going to go into a Verte Anaconda with 2 monsters. Linkuriboh, Giant Rex. Verte. Now we go double evolution pill, banishing the Rex and the Linkuriboh. That's why you always link off the Animadorn into a Linkuriboh, so you have fodder for your pill. So we'll do this. Normally we'll summon Conductor, but since we have one in hand, we can actually go for the Pank. So we'll go Pankratops. We'll summon it in defense position. This is to play around Lightning Storms. So there's the Pankratops. Rex will activate. Yes, summon the Rex. Summon it. And then now you can go into your rank 4 of choice. Usually I'll go into Dolka, But if you feel like, you know, maybe Dweller is better, or maybe a Logia, you can do that. But Dolka is usually the safer bet because it gets you double negations. So let's XYZ summon here. Now we have our Dolka. Now we can actually special summon the UCT from hand, banishing Archosaur and Baby. There we go. Now we can go Verte into DPE. Send Fusion Destiny. Send the bricks. Let's see that sexy animation, shall we? There we go. Now look at our field. We have a DPE, which is a pop. We have 2 monster negations with Dolka that are not once per chain. We have a Book of Moon effect with UCT, which we can use to destroy the Animadorn in our hand to flip all monsters face down on our opponent's side of the field. And then we have a pop from Pankratops. So what I would probably do from here is use the DPE to pop itself and the Verte. That way you play around Super Poly, because you can't respond to Super Poly, so you'll lose your DPE and your Verte, and they'll make a, you know, Starving Venom or something. So probably pop the DPE and the Verte. DPE will come back the next standby phase, so you won't lose anything. And then if you have to, use the UCT to pop the Animadorn. Then during your turn, whatever you draw, you can use Dasher to either special summon it, but if you draw a spell or trap, you can set it and then use Celestial to draw 2 more cards. So this is actually a really, really powerful board. So you have DPE pop, you have 2 negations from Dolka that are not once per chain, you have the UCT Book of Moon effect on your opponent's turn, and you have a pop from Dino Wrestler Pankratops. So, you know, that was a 2-card combo, and we even drew one of the bricks, the Giant Rex, on our hand. So this is actually a pretty impressive board. So let's go over to the next combo here. Alright, so in this hand, as you can see, we keep drawing the bricks. There's the Destiny Hero Dasher. Now we're going to go Prosperities. If you're feeling lucky, you can just go for 3 if you want. Maybe you hit a Baby or an OV Raptor or something, but I always go 6. You don't want to risk it. So we don't need this. We don't need the Gardna or this or this. Not this, and probably not the Appaloosa. So that's the 6 I choose. Let's see what we get. Misk, Dasher, Fusion Destiny, Archosaur, Baby. There we go. Misk. So good thing we went for 6, huh? So we'll take the Baby. And does it matter? Alright, so Misk effect. Activate Misk effect from grave. Get Animadorn from your deck. There we go. Animadorn effect. Pop Baby Ceratosaurus. Baby Ceratosaurus gets Pill. Baby activates in grave. Special summons our Oviraptor. Now in the last combo, we drew the Rex. So we had to normal summon the Rex. But in this situation, we're not. So we're going to go Ovi into Baby. Now we're going to normal summon the Baby. Activate Oviraptor's effect. Pop Baby. Okay, you don't want to click on the Baby on the left. That's the one you sent to grave. So if you special summon it back, it actually does not trigger. So you always want to pick the one on the right. So the other Baby Ceratosaurus. Okay, now that one's going to trigger. This is how we get our Giant Rex. Now we get Giant Rex on the field. Okay, now we can go Linkaribo. Very simple plays, guys. Very simple plays. Linkaribo. Verte Anaconda. Double Evolution Pill. Banishing the Giant Rex and the Linkaribo from grave. Get you your UCT from the deck. Giant Rex triggers. Now you can go into your Dolka. Now we activate Vert's effects. So Verte, pay 2,000, throw your Fusion Destiny in the grave. Get your DPE. There we go. Now we have almost the exact same board as last time, minus the Pankratops because we hard drew the UCC. So again, you have the DPE pop, double negations by Dolka, Book of Moon by Tyranno. Now we have the baby Ceratosaurus on our field, so if you pop this with either DPE or Conductor, you can special summon an Oviraptor during your opponent's turn and add, you know, a Misc or something for follow-up. So it's pretty potent here. As usual, you probably want to get rid of the Verte, so you can, you know, pop it with Dasher with DPE. So DPE destroy, we'll do it here. DPE destroy itself, and Plant Verte Anaconda. Activate Phoenix Enforcer's effects. This is just so we can play around Super Poly again. You don't want to get Super Poly with all these Despia decks running around. We'll do that. We'll end our turn. DPE comes back during the standby phase. And now we're ready to go. So if our opponent does anything, there's the Monarchs. Well, of course he didn't do anything, but so if your opponent would try anything, you have two negations, two monster negations by Dolka, you have a pop by DPE, and you have the Book of Moon effect. So very, very powerful board. This is your standard board. You always want to end on this. This is very, very good. Very, very powerful. You should win most of the games you have this, unless you get dropleted for 3. And then, you know, if these are hand traps, then your opponent will only have a couple cards left in hand. So even if you get dropleted, it's still very tough for your opponent to play through this. So let's get on to the next combo here. Okay, so we don't have any Misc and Baby in our hand. So in this hand, we'll actually go Fossil Dig into Baby Ceratosaurus, and Archosaur and Baby is full combo. And let's show you guys that combo here. We'll go Archosaur, activate, pop Baby Ceratosaurus, add Pill. Baby Ceratosaurus activates, special summons Oviraptor from our deck to our field. Now at this point, we don't have Misc yet, so we're going to use Oviraptor to add Misc. Misc effect from hand. Now we're going to link off the Animadorn into the Link Karibo. There we go. Now we're going to activate Misc effect from Grave to banish 2 to summon Baby from the deck. So you don't want to banish the other Baby Ceratosaurus in your grave. You want this in rotation. So you're going to go Animadorn Archosaur. That'll summon Baby Ceratosaurus from the deck to our field. Now we'll use Soul Eating to pop Baby Ceratosaurus, summoning the other Baby Ceratosaurus. Remember, always click the right one. There we go. And now that will summon Giant Rex to our field. Now we have the exact same board that we want. So we're going to go Verte Anaconda. Plant Boy. There we go. Now let's check our graveyard here. We only have 2 dinos, so we're not going to be able to do the Pankratops Conductor play. So what we'll do is we'll go double Evolution Pill. We're going to banish the Giant Rex and banish the Link Karibo. Summon UCT from the deck. Alright, Giant Rex activates. Special summon the Giant Rex. Overlay into the Dolka. Use Verte Anaconda's effect. Pay 2,000. Copy Fusion Destiny. Send the bricks. DPE, here we go. There we go. We have our board again. DPE, Dolka, UCT. Very powerful board. No babies and no Misk to get our combo started, and we drew the Fusion Destiny, so that means the Verte line is out. So what we'll do is we're gonna Fossil Dig into the Soul Eating Oviraptor. Soul Eating, where are you? There we go. So this is one of the reasons why I like the Lost World, because it actually combos with Ovi when you have nothing else. Because if this, let's say if this is a Twin Twisters or a Dark Ruler No More or something, you would just play Fusion Destiny, called by the opponent's Ash, and just sit on the DPE. But in this case, let's combo it out here. Lost World, summon Ovi. Now you always want to chain block the Oviraptor, right? So you go chain link 1 Ovi, chain link 2 Lost World. This prevents the Ash. So you do that. There's the token. Okay, now with Soul Eating, we're gonna add the Misk to hand. Now we're gonna activate Misk effect. Okay, now we're gonna use Soul Eating's effect to attempt to destroy our token on our opponent's side of the field. We're gonna protect it with Lost World, which will protect any normal monster on the field. So we're gonna go yes, and we're gonna destroy Baby Ceratosaurus from our deck. Now Baby Ceratosaurus is gonna summon another Baby Ceratosaurus. You always want to keep these in rotation. So you have the Baby Ceratosaurus. Now we're gonna activate the Misk effect for 1. Oops, sorry about that. Got a phone call in the middle of recording, of course. But anyways, we banished the Misk for 1, summon the Animadorn Archosaur from our deck, activate its effect, pop the Baby Ceratosaurus. Baby Ceratosaurus will add us double evolution pill. Baby activates from the grave to special summon Giant Rex. There we go. Now we can go into Linkuriboh. There's our Linkuriboh. Now we'll go into Secure Gardna. There we go. Now we're going to go into our Dolka. XYZ summon Dolka. Now we're going to go double evolution pill, banishing Animadorn Archosaur and Linkuriboh from the graveyard. That gets us our UCT. Now we can slap down the Fusion Destiny, because this is a fair card. Fusion Destiny. Get us our DPE, send the bricks. Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer. There we go. Now we just, the full field. We got UCT, we got Dolka, we got DPE. All from just 2 cards. Lost World, plus, where's the Oviraptor? Oh, he's material. Oviraptor plus Lost World. And please keep in mind, we actually drew the Fusion Destiny. So we went down a different combo line just to get the same field. What you can also do with, if you draw Fusion Destiny, is if you have the board of Linkuriboh, Rex, Oviraptor, and Baby, you can actually transform all 4 of those into the Appaloosa with 4 materials, 3200 attack. Double pill for UCT, activate Fusion Destiny to get DPE. So instead of the Dolka, you'll have a 4 material Appaloosa, 4 negates with Conductor, Book of Moon effect, plus DPE pop. So pretty good if I don't say so myself. Very easy to get these combos. Again, this is the ending board you want here. Very tough to beat. Let's say they drop at you for 3, you still have the Ash. And if you didn't use the call by, you can set that and use it on your opponent's turn as another form of interruption. Plus, they have to get rid of the token to even target your guys. But this isn't really that big of a deal because your opponent can just link this off into a Linkuriboh or, you know, a Nightmare monster or something. But yes, this is the board. Always remember, this is the board. UCT, Dolka, DPE. Now let's get into some game replays here. Alright, let's see what we opened up here. Of course, we have the driver, which is a complete brick. All right, of course, in this game, you always open up your bricks, right? So we have driver, petite, evolution pill, called by, and prosperities. So let's see what we do here. We should prosperities for 6, and if they have the ash for it, we have the called by. So let's see what we get. We're looking for either a misc or a way to get to the misc. So soul eating or fossil dig. Soul eating. We have the soul eating here. All right, so let's get the soul eating. Summon soul eating. He's gonna Veiler us here, so we get hand trapped, but we do have the called by. So let's do this called by. So we're gonna negate the Veiler, and we're gonna get to add ourselves a misc from deck to hand. There's the misc. Activate misc effect. Misc effect again from grave. Get us the Amandorn. Our Amandorn pop the baby. Get pill from the deck. Baby activates and special summons Rex. So in this situation, since we didn't have the baby Ceratosaurus, we had the Petite Pteranodon. We had to summon the Rex, and we couldn't do the baby and baby combo because Petite Pteranodon only summons 4 or higher. Baby summons 4 or lower. Petite Pteranodon summons 4 or higher. So let's see what we can do here. Always Amandorn into Linkaribo. Now we go for the Verte. Double evolution pill for UCT. Giant Rex activates. Now we're going to XYZ into a Dolka. Now we're going to use Predaplant Vert into DPE. So here's our board now. UCT, double negate with Dolka, and a pop with DPE. Again, you should always pop the Vert Anaconda with a DPE, but I was feeling adventurous this time, so let's continue on and see what our opponent does. Alright, so they're playing Eldritch, Curse Eldland, Dogmatica Ecclesia. Okay, we'll negate that. Smarter play would have probably been to let him summon it, trigger, and then activate. There we go, there's the golden boy. Eldritch effect, targeting UCT. Dolka's gonna say no to that. So we're in a pretty commanding situation here. We still have the DPE pop, and we still have the UCT Book of Moon effect. So let's see what our opponent does. Ecclesia, he's gonna summon the golden boy, 3,500 attack. Now he's going to attempt to enter battle phase here. So what we're going to have to do is flip everything face down. So we'll pop the driver from hand because you can actually still use Gamma if you have this in your graveyard. So we're going to pop that from hand, flip all of his monsters face down, and he's going to end his turn here. Taquero going to activate to add Sanguine. Good thing we have DPE because now we use DPE pop the Sanguine, so we don't have to deal with another Golden Lord next turn. Activate DPE effect. Sanguine searches him a card. Back to our turn here. DPE activates. Now we're going to set both these spell cards and show you why the DPE engine is so good. Celestial, Banish, Dasher, draw 2 free cards. Oh, there we go. Max C, just what we needed. Now we're going to go into Nightmare Oh, that's right, I don't have it. Decode Talker, any generic rank 3, link 3. Now we're gonna go into the Access Man. And we're just gonna clean up the board now because the game is basically over. A tip for you guys, if someone actually summons an access code on you, you're not gonna see it on the replay here, but you make sure your toggle is always on so you can respond. I mean, you can't respond to its activations, but there's a window after he activates that you can, use your cards. So since the guy I was facing had his toggle to on, he couldn't activate his, Conquistador. He couldn't activate this in response to access code at all. So just a small tip for you guys here. So we're going to access code destroy the Conquistador because he did not have on his trigger. And there we go. Double evolution pill for the other UCT to basically close out the game. Giant Rex triggers. Fodder for UCT effect. And game over. UCT effect. Access code man for the game. So we have a pretty solid hand here. This is basically full combo. We have the Misk for baby. And then if they have an Ash or something, we have the Gamma to punish them. So let's see what our opponent does here. I'm going to go Misk. Misk effect for Animador and Archosaur. No hand traps, so we're good. Pop the baby. Add evolution pill. Baby summons Soul Eating. Soul Eating adds baby. Normal summon the baby. Soul Eating pop baby. Gets back the other baby. Baby triggers Giant Rex. Animadorn into Linkuriboh. Linkuriboh and Rex into Verte Anaconda. Double evolution pill banishing Rex and Linkuriboh into UCT. Giant Rex triggers, special summons itself. XYZ summon into Dolka. Now we use Verte Anaconda, special summon DPE. So check out this board, right? We have 2 negates with Dolka, a pop with the Destroying Phoenix Enforcer. We have the Conductor Tyranno, which can pop the Baby Ceratosaurus to flip all cards our opponent controls face down. Or we can pop the Gamma from here, because it's kind of useless, and we don't play Cyberframe Lord Gamma, or whatever that Link monster is that we should. And we also have Max C on our opponent's turn, so let's see if our opponent can break this. And our opponent rips off the top the Super Polymerization. This is always why you should pop DPE and pop the Verte after you're done, so you can't get punished with this. Now, since you can't respond to Super Poly, we're going to lose our DPE and our Verte, and we won't get the DPE effect to resurrect itself because it wasn't destroyed. So, you know, always destroy DPE and always destroy the Verte. So there goes both of our monsters into Starving Venom, probably. There it is, Starving Venom. Alright, Starving Venom activates the effect to gain attack, copy effect. Now he's going to enter battle phase, so we're forced to use UCT to pop baby to flip him face down. There we go, resolve. Alright, now baby should trigger to get us, you know, a Soul Eating, right, for a follow-up. But our opponent has the call by, so rip that. Sure thing. We still have the 2 negations by Dolka, and we still have the Maxi, so let's keep going. Baby gets negated. Our opponent activates Sword Soul cards, so it's a Sword Soul deck. He activates the Taya, or is this Taya? It's Mo Yi to summon a token. We're not going to let that happen. We're going to go Dolka. Negate that. And our opponent just passes back to us. So we draw Ash for turn. Now, we can't really do anything with the cards in our hands. It's just a bunch of hand traps. The Misk will protect the UCT from effects. Ash and Max C will give us hand traps to battle our opponent, who only has 3 cards total. So we're in a pretty commanding situation here. We're just going to attack over our opponent's stuff. And Starving Venom actually triggers on destruction, so we have to use the Misk effect. The UCT effect, send it to grave, which we do anyways, free 1000 damage. So we're gonna send the Starving Venom to grave without triggering its effect. Now our opponent's, what's he gonna top deck here? Incredible Ecclesia, good card, good starter for him, but we have the Ash for that. There we go, there's the Ash Blossom, negating Ecclesia. Now they're going to summon the Taya to try to get a token to summon the 8-star Synchro for the Yangzings for the Sword Souls. I'll let him go through with it, but as soon as he summons the token, we're going to pop UCT with, we're going to use the UCT to pop Cyframe Gear Gamma because it's useless in our hand, to flip the Taya face down, and if we do that, we can Synchro Summon, or he can't Synchro Summon. And then we still have the Dolka negate for whatever this is, if this is anything at all. So, flip. And our opponent has nothing, so he scoops. Alright, so we're back to the deck here. How do I like it? I like it a lot. It's I can't say very consistent. It's pretty consistent. Sometimes, of course, you'll just draw too many hand traps and not enough combo pieces. Because this is a 2-card combo deck, so you need combinations of Baby, Misk, Baby, Fossil Dig, Soul Eating Lost World. So you will need 2-card combos. It's not consistent like Tri Brigade or Drytron, where you literally have 1-card starters. So you can play 15 hand traps, but then you have your fractal to start all your plays. So it is a 2-card combo type of deck, and the deck loses hard if anything happens to Misk. You basically have to pass turn, and you're probably going to die unless you have Maxine Ash to kind of back you up and make sure you survive. But the biggest choke point of the deck is 100% Misk. Nibiru doesn't usually bother the deck because you'll usually be under the Misk effect anyways. So Nibiru will probably tribute over, you know, a Verte or something. But then you still have UCT and Dolka, which is still a very, very intimidating board. But other than that, I do like the deck. Very, very consistent. Not the most consistent, but very consistent. Power level is pretty strong. You can go for access code to end games. You have Pentastag to do piercing damage. You have the powerhouse of DPE. You do have your Dolkas and your Lagias. And of course, UCT is just a badass monster. So all in all, very, very good deck. Very expensive to make though, because the Dino deck, as you can see, has a lot of URs in archetype. Right? I'm not talking about staples like Maxi or Ash. I'm talking about in archetype. UCT is UR, Pank is UR, Soul Eating is UR, Fossil Dig is UR, and Dolka and Lagia are UR. So it's very expensive to make. But as a Dino fan, you gotta live with it. I do like this build a lot. Very simple to play. A lot simpler than the scrap variant, although not as explosive. It does allow you to have more flexibility and more, what would we say, follow-up if your board gets broken. Pot of Prosperities and the Lost Worlds. If you don't like these, you can. These are your flex spots again. Switch these for Twin Twisters if you play too many back row decks. Switch these for Dark Ruler No Mores or Droplets or Forbidden Chalice if you're tired of losing going second. But all in all, very solid deck. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a good one.